Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will going to cover how to import CSV file into the MySQL. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will going to see how to import CSV file into MySQL and how to connect to the Alteryx. So we have a two topic in this tutorial. One is to import the CSV file into MySQL. Second one, from MySQL to Alteryx, how to connect the database from MySQL to Alteryx. So these two topics we will going to concentrate over here. So I have listed down few points so that we can just refer this point for this tutorial. Okay, so now let's begin. I'll quickly move on to my MySQL application. So this is a MySQL. So here I wanted to import the CSV file. What I will do is I'll just show you what sample file we are trying to import into MySQL. So here is my data. I kept the data very simple and very small so that it will be easy for us to upload this to the MySQL. So here, if you see, this is a sample store data set, that I have picked up, and I have removed the most of the rows item over here. I just kept it the 17 sample rows, just to see how we can import this. So this is our sample data, that we wanted to import to MySQL. If I go to in order to do that, first we need to create a database over here. In order to create a database, we have a two option. Either we can right click and click on create schema, or we can click over here, the create a new schema in the connected server. So what I'll do is I'll simply right click and I'll just click on create schema. Here I can give my schema name, which is I'll keep it sample. Okay. And then I'll click on apply. The moment I click on apply, it will show me this message. I'll click on OK. Here I'll just click on apply button again. And here I will click on finish. If you see, the one sample database is created, right? If I expand this, we don't see any table inside this. So in order to import the table to this database, what we can do is we can simply click over here. I'll do the right click, and here I will select this option, table data import wizard. The moment I click, I'll get this select file import option. I'll click on browse. I'll select this file. I'll click on open. So here we have the comma separated value, the CSV option. If we have the JavaScript object notion, the JSON file, that also we can import over here. So for me, we have this option available, the comma separated value. So I'll select this one and I'll click on open. And then I'll click on next. Here, I don't have to do anything. I'll just click on next. If you see over here, we have the sample data, and here all the field type is mentioned over here. So if in case you want to change the data type, you can do that. For example, the row ID is an integer. If you want to do double, you can do that. It's up to you how you want to keep your data type, right? So if I see the profit is the numerical one, so it should be double, quantity integers double. Everything look good to me because my SQL is automatically picked up all the data types. Now what I will do is I'll just simply click on next. Here I don't have to click anything. I'll just simply click on next. Okay, now I'll click on next. And if you see, the 17 record has been imported. Previously, we saw that in our Excel as well. Now I'll click on finish. The moment I click on finish, I need to refresh this, over here. So I can just right click and I can click on refresh all. And I can see my table over here. The sample table has been imported successfully. Now I can click here to see what my, the data are. So we see the 17 record are there. So here we have successfully imported this one. Now we will move on to the second topic. We want to import this data to our Alteryx. So I'll go to my Alteryx. Here, we wanted to connect this database to our Alteryx. So how are we going to do that? In order to do that, what I need to do is I'll just show you, one sample. I'll drag input, into the canvas. Here, I'll click on setup connection. Over here, I'll go to data sources. I need to connect to MySQL. So I'll search that option. So MySQL is here. So I'll click on ODBC. Okay, so it's already connected to this one. So what I'll do, I'll delete that so that there will not be any confusion. And I'll click to the new because I want to set up a new connection. If you see here, we don't have any setup over here. So in order to do that setup, the first thing is required is I need to install the driver to my, to my PC. So for that, we have a link over here. So what I'll do is I'll just paste this link to the video description so that you can refer this. I'll copy this link and I'll go to my web browser. Okay, here I'll just select the first option. Here it is asking me to log in and sign up, but I don't have to do anything. I can just click on no thanks, just start my download. It will take few seconds to download. See, it's now been downloaded. Now I'll click on open file. I'll click on next. I'll accept this. I'll click on next. Okay, so I'll click on next and I'll click on install. Okay, so it will take a few seconds to get installed. I'll click on finish. Okay, now ODBC has been installed in my PC. Now what I'll do is I'll just set up the ODBC, the data source name and the ODBC DSM. So what I'll do is I'll click on setting. I'll come to driver first and I'll select the first option, MySQL ODBC NC. I'll click on OK. I'll again click over here. I can come to user DSM. Here I have the sample MySQL one. I can click and I can click on OK. Here I can just type sample. Here I'll get a drop down. I'll select this and click on save. Here I have to set up a create credential link. So I'll just connect to this one. I'll just select this one. Credentials, create a new credentials. Credentials name. I'll keep simple root. Here I'll create root. I'll create root just for the sample one, but later on I'll change it. I'll click on this box and I can just click over here and I can click to connect. The moment I click on connect, I see the sample table over here. I can just click on that table and I can click on OK. And the moment I run this, yeah, congratulations. So we can see that all the data which was there in the database, we can see it over here, right? So this is how we set up, the ODBC and how we can connect to the MySQL server. Now here the next topic that we have is to, that develops a simple workflow. What I'll do is I'll just show you one simple workflow. So there's no fixed thing that we need to do, but I'll just create a simple workflow for you to understand, how Alteryx works. So over here we have different tabs, right? So in and out, by reading it, it is showing that we can just input the file, the map, output data, text input. all those option is available. I'll go in detail, in my upcoming videos. I'll just create all the, a detailed topic for all this one. So for now, I'll just simply create a sample workflow for you. So here, suppose I want to select some rows. So what I'll do is I'll take a select option. So this select option is basically allowing me to change the data type, or change the name or rename the columns that I have, so that I can do it. Or what I can do is I can just select or deselect the columns that I need, and as per my requirement. For example, I don't need all the columns over here. I need only few columns. For example, I need a row ID. I need order date. I need customer name. I need segment. I need sales quantity and discount and profit. Rest all I don't need. If I want to rename this one, so what I can do is I can rename this. Instead of a row ID, I can just write it record ID. Okay. For order date, I'll keep it as it is. Customer name, that is fine. Everything is fine, just to make you understand that, if you want to rename any columns, we can do that over here. And if I click on run button, so here we can see the output. So whatever column we have selected, everything is appeared over here. And whatever renaming that we have done, the first column we renamed it. So we can see that renaming over here, right? And suppose we wanted to sort this, so I'll take one more, this one. So here we wanted to sort this. So here we can just select whatever field we need to, so for example, I'll take sales, and I want to sort this in a descending order. So I want a top, whichever is a higher sale, I want on the top row. So that's why I've selected the descending. Right. So here, if you see, like 257, 2.82 is, the highest sale that I have. So it got, sorted into the highest one, right? And then what I'll do is I'll just take the output of this, right? So suppose I want to export this in, the Excel, right? So here we have different options. So we need this to an Excel. So what I'll do is I'll select the Excel option over here. And here I have to give the path, right? Where I want this Excel, right? So for example, right now I'll put my desktop at desktop location. So here the sample, right? I'll keep a simple name that is sample, and I'll click on save. Here I need to put the sheet name. I can just type sample. I'll click on OK. I'll run the flow. Okay, so the flow is successfully ran. But one thing I wanted to uh, explain you guys. So here we have a create new sheet. So as and when we will run this flow, if we have selected the create new sheet, we will get an error, because the first, this one is already created. So if you want to overwrite this sheet again and again, so I need to select the second option that I have, override sheet and range. So every time as and when I will run this flow, it will override my, this file, right? So whatever new information will be there, whatever changes will be done in the MySQL, everything will be saved in this output, right? I hope you understand this. Now I'll click on run button. Okay, so here you can see that all the output is here. I'll just show you the output. We have saved it in the, desktop. So here we have the output, right? This record ID, it is not good. It doesn't look good. So what I'll do is I'll just insert the new record ID. So I'll go to the preparation. We have a record ID over here, right? So here the starting is 1. So I can just click on run button. Okay, I'm getting this error because the file is already opened with me. That's why it is giving me this error. What I'll do is I'll close this file. Okay, and I'll run my flow again. Right. So here, if you see, we got one column with the record, the record ID, and it is in the correct order. But now we have one more record ID. So we need to get rid of with this column. So in order to do that, what we can do is we can come to select column, and or what we can do is we can take a select option over here, and I can just uncheck this one, and I'll click the flow again. Right. So if you see, that one is now removed. That column is now removed. So here we have this one. Now, if I go to my output one, sorry, it is on my desktop. So if I click on this one, if I open this file, yeah. So this is what we have over here. So now you can see that from MySQL, we have one data set. So this is a very small data set. However, in the real-time scenario, we will have the millions of record. If you are working in a very big company, so you will have a lot of record. But here for this tutorial, I have just taken a 17 record so that it will be easy for us to explain. So that is what this is all about for this video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice